Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Adam from Duffy Rides. So for today we're going to talk about some cool stuff. The Ibis Ripley. We're going to talk about the Ibis Ripley, the 2025 Ibis Ripley. I just dropped a review on that one. Normally I'm joining you guys from the bike, but I broke my collarbone out riding, so I'm out of riding for a couple of weeks. I'll be back on as soon as possible. Can't wait to get back on my bike, especially the Ripley. I also do a lot of road cycling as well, so I'll be doing some more of that. But yeah, I'm actually on the mountain bike trails in Barbados right now on the East Coast. Just figured that, you know, we could get out and hike and talk about some bikes. So we're talking about the Ripley, we're talking about e-mountain biking versus regular mountain biking. I've done both. I chose to stick with my analog or regular mountain bikes for now. Talk about some stuff in the bike industry and some recommendations as well. So and if you guys haven't seen the review yet on the 2025 Ibis Ripley, I'll drop a link here or down below in the comments, or sorry, in the description. And please like, subscribe, and check that one out as well. Let me know what you guys think if you're planning to buy a Ripley, or if you have a bike similar. Maybe you have the SB 120 or the Specialized Stump Jumper. All great bikes in the category. But yeah, let's have that discussion in the comments, and yeah, let's get out, do some hiking this morning. It's a nice Monday in January 2025, so let's go. On the Ripley though, the first video is really just giving my overall impressions, and I'm going to be releasing another one on bike setup and a little bit more of a deeper dive on what I think that bike likes and doesn't like, and in what scenarios that bike might like that setup. For example, maybe you're on a more flowy trail, or maybe you're on more raw, rocky, chunky trails. There's going to be different setups that you might prefer. So I'll be doing some more videos like that on the Ripley, and maybe some of that stuff will transfer. Actually, I'm sure I'll share some knowledge on suspension setup that will transfer to other bikes as well, at least in that category bike, the all-round trail bike. So on the e-mountain bike versus regular or analog, it depends. I don't know, everyone calls the regular bikes different things now, push bike or analog, whatever you call them. So I've been lucky enough to have a couple of mountain bikes in the family. My stepdad and mom, they have Orbea and Specialized EMTBs, and I just haven't got one for myself, but I do ride them, or have ridden them from time to time. Especially that Orbea Wild. I really do like the Orbea Wild a lot. The Levo is not a bad bike, but man, the Levo, especially that aluminum one, full fat Levo, was kind of what made me make this video, to be honest. There's a serious difference between riding a full-on 55 or 50-pound EMTB versus your regular mountain bike. So I kind of think that if you're serious about riding, you could be disappointed, actually, eventually. I mean, the thrill of riding up the hills fast, it's always nice, getting up the mountain fast. But after a few rides, one of the things I noticed the most, well, there are two things really that stuck out that were a problem for me. One, I just started to run out of trails here where we live. It's not like we live in Whistler or anything where there's like thousands of different trails to choose from. Most people only have a few trails within driving distance to choose from, and it just got a little bit boring doing laps for me. But perhaps one of the biggest things that was the problem for me, and maybe this will change as mountain bikes get lighter and lighter, right? I know, for example, the Orbea Rise, the new Orbea Rise definitely would be on my shopping list. as my number one e-bike to buy right now. But why is that? Let me just talk about that. So the traditional e-mountain bikes, the ones with the full-size battery, they are just too heavy for a rider that wants to have a lot of fun. And they're carrying a lot of momentum as well, which could be dangerous. And I prefer a much more active riding experience. I don't like just to hold on and let the bike carry me on the trail. Much prefer to have the ability to, you always want to have that ability to pop off of the side of rocks, roots, any berms you can find. I'm just much more of an active rider, and that can get a little bit disappointing or stale on a very heavy e-bike versus my Ibis Ripley, for example. So yeah, I always say this in my videos. I feel like, don't want to sound like a broken record, but I come from a motocross background, and I just like jumping everything I can see. Even if it's a small flowy trail, I look for opportunities to get airborne and flick the bike around and have a little bit of fun. So kind of is what I enjoy with motocross as well. Just I enjoy the technical rhythm sections and stuff like that. So that was one of the things that I had to really evaluate when I was looking at buying my mountain bike for this year. So that's one thing, right? I would say that the e-bike is really good for certain rides, certain things, especially if you're on a big group. You have a really good time. But if you ride on your own a lot, it could get a bit monotonous sometimes. And that was one of the things that I had to really think about. Yeah, so hopefully that covers kind of my thoughts on EMTB versus regular mountain bike. E-bikes are great. They get a lot of people out there cycling that probably wouldn't otherwise have been cycling. So I think they're awesome for that. I do plan to get one, or let me just say I would like to get one, but it would have to be the lightweight version. So it would have to be something like the something like the Levo SL. Really like that bike. The Enduro SL from Specialized, the Orbea Rise. I think that Orbea Rise is the best one, and here's why. So Orbea has their own team developing those batteries, and they've clearly partnered with the right suppliers to get the weight down tremendously on those batteries. So now the new Orbea Rise, which was limited on range and limited in torque and power, is almost putting out what the full power e-bikes are putting out with regards to range. And you're not really sacrificing much now. So I think the technology is going to get to the point, it is getting to the point now where you will have lightweight e-bikes getting the range of the full power e-bike, and that's fantastic. And I think at that point I'll reevaluate what my next bike will be. But I still believe, like, if you're, especially for me, I do a lot of road cycling, I do some road racing as well lately, and I need to have both. I need to have the analog bike as well as the e-bike. The cross-country type of mountain biking and that traditional workout is still beneficial for me, and it crosses over. It's a nice crossover training for my road cycling as well. So I don't want to give that up. Yes, I know you can get a really great workout on the EMTB, I'm not saying not, but it's not similar. It's not the same. I mean, probably getting a bit too technical here, but it is not going to be the same power output for your legs, the same body movements. It's just going to be quite different. To get that workout on the e-bike, you really have to smash it, right aggressively. At least I do. To compare anything close to what I get out of the analog or my road bike. So so for now, I say that if I'm gonna have an e-bike, I better be able to have the regular bike as well. So that's my situation. Everyone needs to evaluate their own. So before you hop on any particular bandwagon, the piece of advice I really just want to give is evaluate your needs, your preference for the style of mountain bike that you want to go for. Are you the kind of person like me that likes to hop around and jump almost everything and smash everything? Or do you just want to hold on? Do you prefer just to, have a more stable, planted experience, which is fine. It's good. That has its place too. Just decide what type of rider you are and what's really going to suit you best and your goals in the long run. As I said, if you could afford to have both, then that's awesome. More power to you for that. But for some of us that need to decide which way we're going with those bikes, you really owe it to yourself to give that some thought. All right, so enough on e-mountain bike versus regular. I'm sure that's not the end. I'm sure we're gonna have a good discussion in the comments about it. Let's keep it positive, guys. As I said, we do enjoy both. Another thing I want to talk about today is stop wasting your money on things that you don't need to ride your bicycle. Or when you're buying a bike, stop wasting your time and effort worrying about the group set. Let's talk about that. So that'll be the focus for today. When you're buying a bike, you have all these options. You can look at the XO1, double XO1. You can look at Shimano XT, XDR, GX with SRAM. So one of the things that I would recommend is just go with the first of all, what you can afford. Don't stretch your budget to get the XX1 or XO1, or in Shimano world, go up to XDR or whatever else they come up with. For me, I went with the Shimano XT. It's not electric, but coming from electronic group sets on my road bike and also having other group sets on mountain bikes as well, the Shimano XT is actually a breath of fresh air. I think Ibis does a really good job of bundling that group set into their bikes at a really great price point. I think it's better than GX used to be. Obviously, there's GX transmission now, but if you're going to go with the SRAM route, I would go with the GX as well. So GX transmission or GX axis. Those group sets are more than adequate for you, right? I did have some times with my GX on my enduro mountain bike, my Santa Cruz Mega Tower, where I did break a few of them, but honestly, if you ride enduro mountain bike, you know that we really smash those bikes, right? Into some rocky sections or rough terrain. So that's kind of par for the course, to be honest. I don't think that having the more expensive XO1 or XX1 would have saved the damage in some of those instances. And as far as weight goes, come on, guys. You're literally talking about grams, not even pounds, between the group sets. Similar in road cycling as well. Shimano has the Ultegra and they also have Durace. And most of the road cyclists now, the smart buy is to just stick with the Ultegra because that group set is so good right now that the Durace is not worth the extra. Yeah, so I would just highly recommend stick with the middle of the road option, stick with the XT, stick with the GX axis in the SRAM world, and XT and Shimano. So that's just a tip. And I have not been missing the XO1 I used to have or anything like that. I've been enjoying my bike, getting out there and riding and not caring about it. And also with XT, you don't even have to worry about batteries. I think that's a breath of fresh air for me. I never have to worry about it. Yeah, so what? It's not electronic. I mean, it's really neither here nor there. It actually has no effect whatsoever on how I enjoy my ride. So that's just a tip for you guys. Just stay away from the hype and get what you need and all that you need to get out there, and you don't need anything more. Get what you need to get out there and have fun on your bike. So that's just one tip. Wow, I really wanted you guys to see this view on a very nice blue day, but unfortunately we got some weather coming in here in Barbados. We'll do another video like this. We'll do a few. If you guys enjoy, talking bikes and getting some scenery while we're at it, let me know, and we'll do some more videos like this where we walk and talk about bikes, and you guys can drop some comments, have a discussion. I would highly also encourage you guys to get out there and make your own videos, and I'll subscribe to your channel, and we can all talk bikes on whoever channel, whatever channel it is. Yeah, just I'm sure you guys have a lot of opinions too, a lot of things to say about whether it's an mountain bike, road cycling. Pretty sure we're all here because we love bikes, and everyone has some value to add to the discussion. So yeah, here we go. Look, the name of this trail is Dumb Down. It's kind of a treacherous trail, but believe it or not, you gotta just drop through here. You just come into the edge here, you drop in. Gives you a bit of a idea as to what some of the gnarly trails look like around here. But yeah, let me just hop down and we can continue this topic, because I want to talk about something else, suspension. That's one more topic where I do believe it could get a little bit tricky. So let me just hop down here and we'll get over to that. Yeah, so on the topic of suspension, one of the things that is probably more complicated than it needs to be, but it's also really important that you get it right. So when you're choosing a bike, I think once again, like we mentioned with the e-bike and regular mountain bike and the group set, you kind of have to know what type of experience you need, which is really hard, especially if you're a new mountain biker. You don't know if you really need all the adjustment on the more expensive stuff. Me personally, I figured out kind of the hard way that the basic stuff, like if you're going to go with like a build kit that comes on the bike, like a OEM build kit, let's say for example the Santa Cruz S build, they come with Fox Performance suspension, or you're going to go with like a stump jumper comp, they come with the Fox Performance kit as well, and that just would not have cut it for me in most cases. I would go, so I'm kind of, again, Ibis really kills it in the fact that you don't have to pay an arm and a leg to step up to the factory suspension. So almost all of Ibis's builds come with Fox factory fork and shock, which for me, I really appreciate that. I am a suspension tinkerer. I like setting up suspension. I like testing different settings. And so for me, that's like a huge plus for me. Other people, they actually want someone else to do it for them, tell them what to do, and they'll never touch it again. But me, I almost like tinker with my suspension. Like every time I go out and ride, I just really enjoy testing, and I've always been that way. Oh wow, that's a nice view from here now. I kind of always enjoy testing, and even with the motocross bike, same thing. When I'm out riding motocross, I am usually adjusting my suspension for whatever track conditions we are at that day. And I think, so I know myself, I know that I would want the suspension with the adjustment. Now, as I said, Ibis does a good job with including that, but companies like Santa Cruz, oh my gosh, you're gonna pay a lot more to get the Fox factory stuff on the Santa Cruz. You're gonna have to go for like the XO1 build or XX1 build, and it gets out of hand. Specialized is only a little bit better, but some companies do. I mean, obviously you got people like companies like Commensal. Commensal obviously does a really great job direct to consumer, so you get some good deals with them. You also get good deals with YT, and there's other brands out there. Canyon is not bad as well. So yeah, there are some good options out there for brands that will give you a good deal on suspension. I would say, again, if you're riding more flowy trails, or you're not advanced as a rider, you just want to get out and ride, just go with that middle of the road build kit, whatever, RockShox, Yari, doesn't matter, or Fox Performance, it's fine. But if you are going to be riding varying terrain, if you do ride aggressively, or if you are more advanced, you will want that adjustability at some point. So if you don't pay for it now, you might pay for it later. So my suggestion is to go with a bike brand that gives you access to those build kits that you will eventually desire on your bike. So in my case, I have the Fox Factory 34 and the Fox Float Factory on my Ibis Ripley 2025 model, and that's been great. I did have the Fox Performance on my Santa Cruz at first. I just wanted to get the bike, get it here, get it home and ride it. I didn't really care too much about that. But I did end up upgrading the Fox Performance to the Grip 2 damper, which actually is a good way to go. So if you can get the Fox Performance damper or Fox Performance build kit, it's only about $300 US to go with the Grip 2 damper. So you can upgrade to factory level tuning by going that route for a lot less money. So let's say you do love Santa Cruz and you want to get a Santa Cruz, you want to get a Hightower or whatever, I would suggest go for the Hightower and see if the dealership can give you an upgrade, or you buy the Grip 2 damper for $300 US instead of spending an extra $2,000. You just spend $300 US, upgrade that Fox Performance fork and to the Grip 2. The only thing that's different between the fork that comes with the factory is the Kashima. So the only difference is the Kashima coating that you'll be missing, which is neither here nor there for me. Priority is always going to be having the adjustment. Kashima is just a plus. So yeah, that would be the route I would go if you're looking to save a little money. You want to get one of those more boutique brands like a Yeti or a Santa Cruz. Just go with the GX build kit and upgrade that damper. That's what I did with my Mega Tower. I upgraded the damper, and I also changed the shock eventually as well, from the RockShox coil to the Fox X2, DHX2, which was a great shock as well. But yeah, just some tips there, guys. You don't always have to spring for the build kit that's on the shelf. You can just get the one that you want right now, get out and ride, and then do your upgrades later. That's also another route you can take. Guys, the rain has come down. Really is a kind of a bad day for this, but I'm gonna do another video tomorrow. We're gonna talk about some more stuff on mountain bikes and cycling again, some more tips for you guys, and again, just to hear as well what you guys think about some of this stuff, and let's help each other out. Like, subscribe. Hopefully it's sunny tomorrow. We'll come back, get a nicer view of the ocean, the hills, everything else, and yeah, see you guys in the next one, guys. Thanks a lot. See ya. last thing, if you guys want to know what gear I'm using, I'll drop the affiliate links to that below. DJI Osmo, the selfie stick, tripod, mountain bike stuff. I'll drop all that stuff in the links below. And yeah, see ya. Bye.